that we have a 2 cent place to print.
Absolutely.
Which means we can keep the post costs down, which means that there's less requirement for us to provide digital versions to people. It's that digital becomes a choice rather than, oh, wow, the post is so expensive, that's the only way I can read the book. So if you're fortunate enough to be able to have that dual center approach, it makes life easier for people. And that's not me offering to do printing for everybody. Because I know what a pain that's going to be.
We're live. Come on in, folks. It's 5 a.m. where I'm at. So I think it's 4 a.m. where Rex is.
Yes, it is.
It really is Comics by Night. Where Rex
it is Comics by Night. That's why we called it this.
Very early.
Yeah.
Thank you, Glenn, for reminding me in the chat last night. It helped. It helped a lot.
Appreciate you being here. Nita says you can help support the Indie Comics Network by sending us some stars. All earnings go towards channel expenses and supporting other creators. Well, she says that we get the leftover money, but there's a lot of expenses to run this network. So we really appreciate everybody that sends us stars.
Well, I've only published one book. We were talking about print runs over, after the campaign, the crowdfunder's over. I just heard Ethan say very early on, Ethan Van Sciver that does Cyberfrog, that he does about 25%. I think at one time he was talking about Wreck Planet, his recent book, being 17,000 at one point. I think maybe it wound up at 20. 20, Randy, is nothing by industry standards. 20,000 copies out there is nothing,
well, in this market,
overprint,
in this market, it's something. Yeah.
Well, yeah, in this market, it's something, but I mean, it's 20,000 would cancel territory, big canceled territory.
Yeah.
At one point, which
60,
I know it's a sliding rule.
Below 60,000 used to be the cutoff. Yeah.
Now but a few years ago, and it may still be, Amazing Spider-Man, which was my bestseller back in the day, that was selling nearly, over 200,000 copies each month, is down to like 60,000. I mean,
I've heard from a reliable source that DC is now getting under 1,000 orders.
What?
For some of their titles.
Yep. 1,000
for some of their titles.
So mainstream's become indie, has it now?
Yeah.
There is see, that's why I try not to use that word mainstream, because the mainstream as in reference to Marvel and DC hasn't existed for 30 years. Ever since they stopped putting the racks in the drugstores and the grocery stores. They have not been mainstream. Mainstream is Archie digests that you find in every grocery store at the checkout counter, those little tiny digests that everybody buys. Dogman, the Scholastic material, and anime, manga books are much, much more mainstream than Marvel and DC is. And there you go. Some of those digests.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to them. It all comes back to these corporate publishers who don't want to bump into the mainstream market anymore. It's just, they've just given up, and they've well, anyway, there's a soapbox there that I don't need to get on about
Randy,
lack of merit and talent and blah blah blah. And
I think one of the best ideas you had, Randy, was the comic book in the cinema.
Yeah,
when X-Men's on, put X-Men comics on, and put others on there as well, and give them away.
Don't do that.
Give them away free to the kids.
Yeah,
that's somebody else's idea. You get these. Go ahead, Rex.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine how big comics might be for Marvel if they'd done that during their movies, or DC did through their movies?
Boggles the mind. Why they didn't keep to the characters that were in the theater.
But we're all down to that same thing. They don't care about comics because DC is bought by Warner Brothers, because Marvel is by Disney. Comics are. It doesn't matter if comics make millions.
Cool. No,
it's not enough money.
No,
so they don't care. What you need is a mid-sized company that worries about making millions rather than billions.
Yeah.
And then you'll get passion in comics, but from the top,
Mhm.
that is. But they don't care. They don't care about comics.
2 Sundays ago, we interviewed John Jay, who does a
Yeah.
kid and a comic. It's a subscription service for a comic newspaper he kicks out quarterly. And over on Sunday Funnies, if you go back and take a look at that episode,
Yeah.
the interview is real fascinating because that's a direct market.
Hmm.
You know, the direct market isn't even a direct market anymore. The crowdfunding books are a direct market because it goes directly to the consumer. So, you know,
Well,
all of the terminology is screwed in comics, in my opinion. That's community. Anyway, don't get me started.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason that there aren't more, 100,000 sellers in crowdfunding is simply the conduit between us and the potential market.
Exactly. Yep.
It's
Being
because
seen.
it's squeezed. It's so difficult to get your voice heard, to get your product seen.
Yep.
If there's a way of like fixing that, you'd find that there'd be an awful lot more crowdfunders that would do an awful lot better.
Well,
Simply just because of the numbers.
And that's why Fund My Comic is so important, because
Yes.
those other platforms, the pink and the blue side, as Luke calls them, don't care about comics. They care about comics as much as Disney and Warner Brothers cares about publishing comics. It's just beneath the 15% or whatever they pull. That it's nothing compared to the stuff that they make off of everybody's inventions, or the next form of rubber, or the next movie somebody wants to fund. So that's why you have Fund My Comic. You can go right there. You see comics. That's it.
Yeah.
All
Got
sorts of
comic
great
in the name.
comics. Yep.
There's a clue.
Got comic in the name.
Yeah.
Here's the opening, folks. We're Comics by Night. Here we are.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
In the time before Atlantis sank and the lands of the world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny. Leaving his Atlantean tribe behind and throwing off the shackles of Lemurian bondage, he sailed the seas as a pirate captain before seizing his place as a king. And now that he has the throne, how long will he be able to keep it? This is the Shadow Kingdom, the classic sword and sorcery tale by Robert E. Howard, adapted by Randy Zimmerman, with artwork by Russ Leach. Available now at fundmycomic.com. My comic.
Wait, that's you guys. Man,
It's
you're
us.
famous. Can I have your autograph?
Yeah, we did that
okay.
with Fee Wing.
Viewing. Deep
Fee
viewing.
With
Wing.
Pee-wee, right.
And folks, this is your last day. This is the this is the 12th. It goes through the 10 a.m. on the 13th, I think it is. Something
No,
like
I thought
that.
it actually goes through the tomorrow. It goes through tomorrow.
Goes through tomorrow.
Yeah, when I clicked 14th as being the end, I imagined that it would be 12 o'clock or 11:59 p.m. on the 14th. But I
Ends
think
on April 13th at
Yeah.
10:16 a.m.
Yeah.
I think that's the
There
way
you
it
go.
was on my
Oh,
campaign.
in the US, yeah.
You might
Yeah.
pick up an extra
Yeah.
day or something, and I don't know if leap year had anything to do with that, or
No.
what time you launch.
Yeah.
Might
It was
be more
weird, but at the end of the day, like my last show's, our last show is tonight, so it's
Well, what a great day to end on, because today is the 63rd anniversary of Yuri Gagarin.
oh, there you go,
There you are.
space.
And it's also
Space comrade.
it's also the 43rd anniversary of the first space shuttle flight.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
I
Yeah.
guess.
And it's also David Cassidy's birthday.
I
There
am
you
not
go.
singing a David Cassidy
It was
song.
massive. Yeah.
Hello,
He was-
world. There's a song that we're singing.
Well, if you don't,
Come
even
on,
if you
get
don't like
happy.
him, he was still the biggest star in the world in his
He
time.
was huge
He
for
was.
a while, wasn't he?
Yes,
Yes,
he was
absolutely
great.
huge.
Well, wait. Let me go do some cocaine. I'll be right
I
back.
like potatoes in space. Yes.
Partridge Family in space. Anyway,
There you go.
folks, I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman, aerocomics.store. Here's a little ad for that, too, while we get.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Aerocomics.store, folks. Aerocomics.store. Go over there now. Take a look. You can find a lot of my stuff over there. I've written a lot of things and drawn a lot of things, like HeroBot Zero is available over there. And what is this? Alice in Chains should be available over there shortly. Great book by art by Abdul Rashid. Fantastic, fun story. The Fool as well. Great rodeo clown of justice. Go over there and take a look. Worth your time. Also joining us today is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I write things like this, which is an account of my visits to see the great Jack Kirby at his home. You can get that on New Haven Publishing or Amazon. I also publish Comics Unlimited, which is does what it says on the tin, and the issue 15 is out now. And if you go to Fund My Comic, you can pick up a copy of this, which is the annotated book of my character Hatch, and it features all the published and unpublished artwork of my character there, and you can pick that up on Fund My Comic.
Great volume available now.
Yeah.
So also with us this morning is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Russ Leach. I am a comic book artist from the UK. You can find out all about me at russleach.com. You can pick up links to my book, Only Death Can Save Us, currently through New Haven and Viking Press. It's over there on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, that kind of stuff. You can actually pick up some of my older Doctor Who work at the moment. The latest trade paperback of Doctor Who is available. You can pick that up on Uni or Amazon, whatever. Was that from upstairs?
Yes.
And if you want to find out about anything else that I'm doing, particularly The Shadow Kingdom, which is the latest book I'm involved in from Arrow Comics, adapted from the original story by Robert E. Howard by Randy Zimmerman, you can go to fundmycomic.com and pick up your copy, because we only have 24 hours left for you to pick up that book in its form, in its crowd-funded form. So you can go there, but you can find out all about that by signing up to my email list and going to russleach.com and signing up there.
Yes. And also joining us today is Mr. Rex, Devil Flyer Rex. Rex, introduce yourself, if you can.
Is that what all that noise was about?
No, actually, that was not me. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, what? I thought it was some kind of alien language.
Nisa?
I think Glenn was cleaning his microphone.
Yeah, I think it was me.
Oh, yeah. Glenn was polishing his dome. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it, exactly.
Glenn has become the latest rap star.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan. Glenn Fleming.
I am Rex Christian. I do Devil Flyer.
Look, everybody's entitled to be an idiot.
Go ahead,
I'm
Rex.
just here for the food. I don't know. You threw me off with that one.
we threw out those donuts. They're not there anymore.
Yeah. You know, I'm actually, it turns out, I found out last year, I'm actually related to a two former presidents and a signer of the Declaration of Independence, the 9th and the 29th president, the Harrisons, Benjamin Harrison, and then the Harrison that was in office for about 31 days, caught pneumonia and died.
I was going to say,
yeah. But Devil Flyer over on Fund My Comic. I do daily show to the bane of Glenn's existence over there right before bedtime. He probably has nightmares.
Yeah, that's been known.
I don't know what it is they call it, the 4 o'clock shadow. There we go. Which is like
the cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. then I'm all gravy, baby.
I want to marry that woman.
I won't stand in your way.
I want to taste the biscuit.
There we are. Yes.
See how I just kind of work that in?
Yeah, work that biscuit in.
That
That's what she
biscuit,
said.
yeah, that biscuit needs to be put back in the oven. It ain't done yet.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Quit, Russ. You're going to make me spew.
We're going to have a bunch of young people complaining about those horrible old men.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be labeled
Well,
as sexist and what do they call that? The toxic masculinity.
Yeah. What the
Any
hell?
moment
Off
now.
you go.
Any moment now. Yeah.
Off
Russ,
you go.
Russ, before we start, Russ, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I have actually experienced ageism since I've been on YouTube. You know,
every day.
There's some young people that they just, oh man, they just got a thumb up something, and they're mad at the world, and they take it out on old white heterosexual men clinging to their gods and guns. I guess I don't know what they view me as, but you know, they look at you and your age, and they just immediately judge you. It's
they
beyond me, you know.
They picked on the wrong people.
Well, they'll get there one day.
I'm going to send Russ over to their house.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, when my time comes, I want to be buried face down, so that anyone who doesn't like me can kiss my ass.
Russ, did you watch Postman Pat?
No, I haven't yet. No, that one you sent
the Royal Family.
Royals. Have you ever seen The Windsors?
Yes.
That's very funny.
That's brilliant.
That's very funny. Yeah.
She died. The one who plays Camilla, she died.
Yeah, she did.
Anyway, comics.
It's like O.J. Simpson. He passed yesterday.
He did, yeah.
He did. Yeah. Was he a royal?
No.
He thought so, but...
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Trina Robbins passed the day before that.
The royal family in our book is perfect because they're both sort of lizards.
There you are.
I probably won't do it, but I swear with Trina, I reported on her death like 2 or 3 days before it actually happened. I had a Mandela effect about that.
Wow.
I don't know. I saw a posting about her death and then it was all over the place when she actually died. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I saw a posting by Joe Jusko. You got to always double check the stuff that you see online anyway. But
yeah,
when Joe said it,
maybe somebody just got it wrong, thought she'd already passed, but she was
the amount of times
really
you see
sick.
Some post saying somebody's dead and they're not.
Yeah. Now, when somebody passes, I get that Mandela effect. Didn't they die a couple years ago?
The amount of times I've said that to my wife, aren't they already dead?
Yeah.
I swear, I thought they were dead.
Same here.
I didn't even
ELRIC today, folks. Sailor on the Seas of Fate.
That cover, I think I get Eternals from it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I like the line where this is a bit more Barry Windsor, isn't it?
Yeah.
You look at the clouds.
Why is he falling over?
He's not. I think he's figure skating.
He's figure skating.
So he's doing that hip thing with the figure skate. Or perhaps he's skiing and he's just like
Randy won't show us his feet.
He's holding his sword.
I think that's the bottom of the book, mate.
Yeah, it is.
There are no feet.
There are no feet.
No.
I can push that out a little.
No, don't do it, Randy.
No, just leave it.
It was fine the way it was. I don't mind losing his feet.
Looks good here. Anyway, here we go.
Yeah, that is actually sharp today. It's looking good.
Yep.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
Michael Moorcock's ELRIC, Sailor on the Seas of Fate. Brought to us by Roy Thomas, Michael T. Gilbert, and George Freeman. No P. Craig Russell this time. Cover painting by P. Craig Russell. Nice little introduction. This is from First Comics. Introduction by Michael Moorcock. There we go.
I think I'd have preferred Russell.
When's this
Tom Orjakowski and Doralis, I think it is. It says.
Yep. When's it published?
Bauhaus was published in 1987.
Right.
1987. Nice little oval panels there inside of a scroll.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's not as good as my scroll. Though.
No.
Goes without saying.
Yeah.
Special appearance by Lockjaw.
Bork. Bork, bork.
Bork, bork.
Bork. He's got the pointy chin skin.
Not as pointy though. It's kind of rounded off here.
It's got a bit of dew coming off it.
Drooling, yeah. A little bit of the rain.
Drooling. It's Lockjaw from the Fantastic Four. He poured it in in Humans. I still like the issue. I think it's canon when Lockjaw actually speaks. I think that was in Marvel 2-in-1, and no one's ever revisited that he was actually not just a dog but could speak.
What did he say? Can I have
woof,
a biscuit?
Woof woof. There are some things that shouldn't happen, and Lockjaw shouldn't speak.
After reading that, I kind of disagree.
What did he say?
It was a great story. I don't guess they'll ever revisit.
What did
him
he say?
speaking.
You don't remember what he said, do you?
Was it something cosmic, or was it just?
He said, "Taste the biscuit, Randy." What does it matter?
He said, "Bring Kirby back, and I'll be quiet."
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
That goes without saying. 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, this is sharp. Oh,
very definite Windsor Smith.
Yeah, big vibes
going on.
Yeah.
I think it's Gilbert carrying over from the previous P. Craig Russell material.
I thought that was Sullivan.
Putting more Gilbert into it. Yeah. That's Sullivan.
Nobody got that. Anyway.
Oh, look at that beard.
He got it. He just didn't want to keep it.
Yeah, right.
We got it, Rex. We just ignored it.
There you go. That there's you some more scroll work on the second page.
That's a bizarre choice to chop that corner off.
Yeah. Is it for a number?
Oh, maybe.
Page number. It's on the other page as well.
Oh, yeah. I bet
there is a space on the other page, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the only time they do that, or is that on every page?
It's on every page.
No.
Got a little
I suppose there's space there. Yeah, space. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. Left, right. It alternates.
Yeah. Interesting.
There's some nice stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Freeman's inking on this, George Freeman. I just love his inks. It's just something about it that's really appealing to me.
I think this is definitely improving the pencils, personally.
Yeah.
Now, these graphic novels like that use that slick stock, didn't it, Brandy?
Yeah. We're getting... There's a little bit of water.
I don't think I ever got any.
Why we have the reflection here.
I don't think I ever got any graphic novels that I can remember that bubbled up. But sometimes, in the printing, you get a book with the slick stock and the coating on the outside or something would separate from the core of the paper and bubble up.
Oh,
or you get a book in the ink, the forms stick together.
Sometimes if you get nowadays, especially with digital print, you'll get that.
Oh, the first volume, the first printing of From Hell, that was done with Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell, was printed over at Printing Press and Litho, and they put a special coating on the cover that they thought was going to add gloss and protect it, and instead it bubbled up and cracked really hard.
Oh wow!
Like somebody smacking a large piece of crystal. It just cracked all through it. That's how I got my copy. I was over there dropping off a copy of an Arrow comic, and Kim Prinny is like, "Hey, you want a copy of From Hell? We've got like, 20,000 of them we can't send out."
Thank you very much.
They put a special coating on that cover. Yeah.
Who's on the inking again for this? It's Gilbert drawing it, and who's inking it?
Michael T. Gilbert is penciling, and George Freeman is doing the inks.
Right.
George, the first time I saw George was in an issue of Captain Canuck from Cumley Comics. Richard Cumley found him, and or at least that's the first work that I ever saw of him doing. And he inked for First Comics and did some other comics, and then I'm not sure what he's doing now. Probably working at a in an artistic field that pays better, more than likely. But he had a wonderful inking style.
I'd love to work in a field. That'd be great.
There you are. Can't get much work done though.
No, all those cows.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so you're on the YouTube. I just shared it out.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
good,
I fixed that real early. Remember? Yeah.
Well, they say, Randy, we were talking about distribution of books. I know the treasure editions or little digests were something extra besides what you could find on the stands, which basically Marvel and DC dominated, but you did get some Charlton, which the quality was the trimming of the paper and not so much the printing, but the trimming of the bottom of the pages and things like that were uneven. It looked like garbage, brand new,
There's a big story. Yeah.
You had Captain Canuck as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're saying, that was one of the ones that kind of broke through. I guess because it was from Canada.
Yeah. There's a big story why the Charltons were the way that they were. Somebody has been trying to do a documentary on them for a while. Very unique.
Yeah. Well, you can't even grade them. It's, the grading services won't even grade the books.
Well, they had their own printing presses and they didn't care. I mean, they just kicked out product.
Yeah.
So,
well, comics started like that, to keep the presses running, right?
Exactly.
You didn't want to shut down the presses.
Facebook user in the house says stories don't tie into the movies. Probably talking about the Marvel stuff we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. That's when he made the comment. Yeah. They missed a golden opportunity there to really push comics and to sell more product.
They've blown a lot of opportunities over the years.
Yeah.
And then DC.
But, they say build the better mousetrap and people will be a path to your door.
With their mics.
What is the better mousetrap? I wish we would come together and come up with the better model for selling comics, because we all need it, because we all here want to sell comics.
Yep.
And we care about comics, and comics are important, I think, to the culture in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's our modern day escapism and mythology, right? We all need heroes and road models.
Yep. Metallic feel there on that handle.
I think that I'm going to try and get Devil Flyer into the stores that are in the airports, because people are on a journey wanting something to read anyway.
Right.
It's definitely a valid target.
We're back to the original palette there on this page. Looks like faded out a little. A lot of yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow.
I think the airport idea is a good idea, but I think you might struggle with the shops in there. What do we have? Russ, is it W.H. Smith in?
I think New Haven tried, and they just got a hard time out of them.
I think it's one of those things I encountered with Borders. It costs a lot of money to put those things in there.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money to put them in because they want money up front.
Yeah.
And they feel like they're providing you a service.
Yeah.
And then they charge you an arm and a leg, and then they try and charge you again when you haven't sold as many as they want you to.
And then they don't guarantee they put it on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's the thing, is they take the money off you, and then they don't guarantee they're actually going to try and sell it even.
That's the problem Peter Cimeti had.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he was taking returns verbally, and he was getting more returns than he was sending out.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Figure that one out.
Everybody takes advantage of the system as soon as they figure out how to do it.
Would you say that now this is Gilbert that did Mr. Monster. That's
Yes.
what I know him most for.
Yep.
So this isn't P. Craig Russell.
No.
No.
Although it's right. And it's both of them are just very close when it comes to Eldrick here.
Well, I think he's aiming more for the look of the previous book.
Right.
And there's a lot of his personal style that's still coming through here. And then you add Freeman's inking on top of that, you get a whole different look anyway.
I think he's bolder, in his use of shadow and the way Gilbert. I think he's a little bit more, striking in.
Yeah. Nice angle. Yeah.
See, these pages are a lot different than the previous page. I think in its execution, in its line. Sometimes it kind of waffles in between his own style that's trying to come through and trying to be faithful to the Russell look.
Yeah. Not quite as pointed chin though. So it's all good.
I don't know. You could still sharpen a knife on
a
that.
little bit. Yeah.
If he looks down, he stabs himself in the chest.
Right.
The Eternal Champion idea. Hawk Moon and a few of the other Moorcock creations all tied together.
Yeah. Now, see, I can see a lot of Gilbert in that up close base. A lot of Gilbert. I mean,
yeah.
That's how when all else fails, because an arm is, basically an arm and a leg is a leg, unless you have very distinctive style like Gene Colan or Gil Kane drawing it, or Jack Kirby for that matter, or Steve Ditko. But faces, when all else fails, when other things are similar, anatomy and environment are drawn, could be just about anyone. I go to the face. How does individual artists draw the face to identify who's actually doing the work without looking at the credits page?
Yeah. That's fisheye perspective here.
That's what makes, characters like Spider-Man who wear a mask so hard to identify the individual artists that draw him.
I don't know. I always thought Gil Kane had a real distinctive Spider-Man face.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
I love that. McFarlane too. Kind of.
But you can look at Gil Kane's knees and elbows and things like that, and just the way he designs a page. I would say I would have to put him in my top 5 artists of all time for sequential artwork. He was just so darn good at designing a cover or an interior page.
That's why I did so many of them way back when.
Yeah.
This artwork on the left here, I think, bleeds off the bottom of the page because I can keep seeing that space for the page number that we were discussing earlier. It's clearly there. I think that, and it's longer than it's.
Well, you can see the space for the page number because there's a little triangle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's been appearing these past couple of pages, and I just think that's meant to bleed off that guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably. Yep. Still really like this.
Yeah, just good.
Well, that works in film as well. Although it wasn't quite doing that, the railing was just in the foreground. But when you look through another object to the scene you really want to see, or you do a pan in, a push.
You know, we say about knowing when to leave, you know, what to leave out. This artwork, to me, it just needs a bit more detail line in it.
Are you saying it's leaving too much out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what
It's
you
a lot
mean.
of open.
There's some plain
background stuff,
spaces, aren't there?
Yeah, like the steering wheel a few pages back. It was he'd drawn the handles really well and then just left the curve of the the wheel empty. But it's okay.
I think he's kind of mimicking Russell. I mean, that's something. I mean, when I think of P. Craig Russell's, or am I getting the name wrong? Anyway,
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Okay. When I think of a very thin line, I mean,
yeah,
you know, I think he's trying to mimic this here, but Gilbert's really coming through on some of these pages, and some of the pages look more like Russell's a very thin line.
Yeah. But
Foreman's pages not so much.
Freeman, I should say, uses a brush primarily on all of this stuff. So it's real obvious, real pretty, I think.
Do you think it was inks or gouache or?
Oh no, it's ink. Yeah.
Yeah. The lighting from the candles on his face and everything, very nicely done.
Yep.
Although you can make that very dramatic if you wanted to.
Yeah.
More stark.
Could have gone solid. Yeah, exactly.
It looks like he's melting like the candle, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would like to see some sales numbers, which weren't always forthcoming on this stuff, but I would like to see some sales numbers on stuff like this. See how it actually did.
I couldn't tell you. Honestly. They sold enough for them to collect it.
So. Yeah. Sales numbers then were, you know, what's this, 80s?
87.
Yeah, late 80s.
There were big sales numbers back then for pretty much anything.
But this is a graphic novel, so
I think
it's going to be lower, but it would probably be massive today, you know, as far as
tremendously.
That's a nice piece.
Chapter
break.
Nice.
Now, is that done by Gilbert?
The cover. That's probably the cover, and it's Gilbert. Yeah. See you can't see here the style used
heavier
in the face. That's very much Gilbert.
Heavier, right? Good way to put it. It's heavier in execution. I always think of Russell's stuff as thin line, more design oriented. You know, not that this isn't, but it is definitely heavier than anything that he does.
I think there was a glitch in time there. He must have heard me, and then he's put the lines on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting something. Glenn's saying
it's the Mandela effect. You just thought it was empty.
Right.
No, it was empty. That one was. You know, speaking of Gil Kane, I think he could have done a good job on this character.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
But then again, he does a good job on any character.
Right. I was like, what's your point?
Yeah.
Gil's the man.
You know, I'm not saying everything that Gil did was perfect, but
did he ever draw?
Good.
Did he ever draw Thor?
Oh yeah,
sure he did.
Sure he did.
Positive he did.
I don't think I've ever seen a
He
Gil
probably
Kane.
drew every major character that Marvel had at one point or another.
Did he do anything else but Green Lantern at DC?
Oh yeah, he designed Adam. Did Adam for quite a few years.
Yeah. And sort of the Atom in the 80s.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yes, of course, I remember that.
And that Talos book that we looked at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just be quiet now. I'm just saying a lot of rubbish.
He did.
Well, I
be quiet.
I think he defined the Marvel Bronze Age. I think he did a lot for DC too, but
Did not draw covers for about 3 years.
Exactly. The covers were like out there probably more than 3 years, I would say, all throughout the Bronze Age and into the early 80s. I know he was doing a lot of DC covers, but now he was inking his own stuff. That's the thing about Gil Kane. He was, like Alex Toth, using a pen instead of for inking his own work. You know, usually when you see just the G for his signature.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
I've never seen that.
Always dramatic, always nicely designed.
Yeah.
And I know he was really influenced by Kirby, you know, to make it more dramatic. But by the 70s, I think he got it down, you know.
Yeah.
But now there's a difference in the look of the finished product if he inked it with the felt tip pen or if someone else inked him.
Yeah, that
I
later
would say he inked this one. Yeah.
It's got some really nice line
The
work
line
there.
quality is different.
Yeah. It's not done with the felt tip that he used later on. No, I wouldn't say that at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, this is all brushwork. Take a look at. Let me get back to
Well,
it
he
here.
had a certain. I would say
Look at
he inked this though.
Yeah.
The line work here. Yeah, he probably inked it.
Yeah.
The
definitely
lines
got
on
it.
the cape. Yeah, that's
You can tell the
that's
difference
brush.
between someone else inking his stuff and him inking his own stuff.
Yeah.
And usually
Thick lines there around Loki's calf.
thick lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Loki's
great
hand
stuff.
look
A
I
little
guess
big.
it looks in proportion.
Yeah,
It looks
but
a
it's
little
in front
big.
of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right though. Nothing wrong with that.
Just the way he does his legs, you know, and then come around for the. I love it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
His foreshortening is bomb. Just
Well, I
as
think
designer.
it's like Kirby. He saw things in shapes.
Yeah.
And the anatomy fits, circles and ovals and muscle structure, that kind of thing. Just shapes piled on top of each other.
These are two nice pages. I like how they're designed.
Very alien.
The front panel off to the right has that diagonal going from up.
Oh, here?
The first panel. On this first page.
Over here.
Yep. Right there. And then like you pointed out, the other diagonal going the other way. And then the flow of this thing counteracting all that. These are nice together. I wonder if he designed them together.
Yeah, it might have.
To
Just
get
follows that
something like
too.
this that's kind of subtle and it makes it more dramatic, you know, the diagonals.
Who invades me? That's Gilbert here. Yeah, that too.
Working in some lettering in this one.
Yeah.
Like the farther along we go, the more Gilbert gets comfortable in bringing his own look and style feel out, and Freeman's just emphasizing that.
Did
with the inks?
Did Gilbert was he the understudy of Russell?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, then I mean he just worked closely during this time with him on these.
During the last ELRIC set, yeah. It started out all Russell, and then Gilbert's work comes in more and more and more, and then on this story, it's all Gilbert, no Russell.
The lettering's a bit tight in those balloons, isn't it?
Hey, Tree Goblin. Hey, Ice Queen.
Yeah.
On the other top of the other page, that should be. It looks like his cloak's saying it. That thing should be going up towards his mouth.
Yeah, it should be absolutely. They should have moved that up here.
Yeah.
Out of the detail. Yep. I'd have probably moved this over here.
Yeah.
and let that run.
I wonder if it's been stuck on after.
It might have, yeah.
Because
this doesn't quite line up either. It needs to be up a little and over.
That bottom line there, destroy this, destroy it. Like you say, there's no reason at all to put that balloon on top of that.
No, there isn't. Not when you've got all this space over there.
Yeah. I wonder if the overlay might have slipped. Because if you look at the top left, the green guy, his shoulder's speaking.
It's right on the.
You know.
Yeah, it is.
I wonder if it slipped. I wonder if it slipped.
It's very possible.
Your slip is showing.
So all of this could have been moved up too and away from the detail. Yeah. You're probably right.
That's a shame.
All of this, there's all this open space here. All of the lettering could have been moved up.
Yeah.
They probably reformatted this for the graphic novel.
It's about the same size.
Borders.
Yeah.
For the format.
It's about the right dimensions. If anything, there's extra border here.
Do you like something like this with an extra big border around it, an extra big gutter?
I don't mind it. I don't see it. You know, when I'm reading the story, as long as you can get lost in the story, that's the key. It's still here.
I like the cool lettering. Yeah.
Tom Ordzikowski again. Doing the lettering.
Yeah.
Well, I mean the actual color of the lettering.
The blue
against all this hot orange and red and everything. It's a nice break. On the first page. Yeah, there you go. And they also went an extra step and didn't make that solid, but graduated. That's nice against all this heavy warm color. It makes ELRIC pop out, at least on that first page.
Yeah.
With that cool color sword and costume and everything.
Tree Goblin in the house. Ice Queen in the house. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's easy for them. They're in the UK.
We're looking at ELRIC Sailor on the Seas of Fate from First Comics. 1980, what was it, 89, 87?
Lynn says, don't be a hater.
Yeah.
Russ, what do you think about this?
What bit?
All of it here.
Yeah, it's all right. it's not filling me with
no.
It's not doing it for me.
Yeah,
no, there's something missing.
It's competent.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There are flashes of like that. That's great.
Yeah, that's great.
There's the odd panel, like there was the one with the guy, the captain with the beard. Not the melting one, but the next one on the next page where he was on the boat. The lovely panels, individual panels here and there. But I don't know. It's just I'm not a lover of the style.
No,
I'm not either.
Oh.
Not even really his Mr. Monsters. I mean, his Mr. Monster stuff's much nicer, I think.
That top left bearded guy is pretty good.
Yeah. That's like I say. There's the occasional panel where you go, oh, "Wow, that's gorgeous. That's really nice," but it's not everything. You know?
And he's got a sharp chin again.
Yeah, chin.
I'm glad he put the baboon in. I'm gonna put a baboon in my book. There aren't enough baboons in comics.
Monkeys always sell. This is very Gilbert here, very Mr. Monster looking to me, especially with the zip background here.
Yeah,
it's got that whole feel, whole vibe about it. A lot more than what we were seeing of Russell's influence. This is a lot more Gilbert just cutting out here. Floating head.
The inking on that monkey's face looks like a different artist. Looks like a different kind of artwork.
Here or here.
Yeah, I mean, there's
the bottom right.
I think he's trying to keep, mimic what Russell's done before and sort of the same aesthetic sensibility, but he just can't help but do his own thing. And
he should do his own thing.
He should, yeah. He should just cut loose. He's kind of restrained here.
I think you're seeing it evolve as we go along into more Gilbert than less Russell. Yeah.
Well, there's some actual blood spilt on these pages.
Yeah, heads will roll.
Heads will roll and fly, apparently.
Yeah. Getting a little more chaotic here.
Wow. Come on.
Good. We need some more chaos. We need something going on in this book.
Nice sequence.
Like Russ said, it's competent, but this stuff never drew me. Never.
No.
Cartoon. Nice.
And I'm not saying it's not good. And if I sit down and read it, I would probably love it. But I mean, just the art style and everything, it just never really. It's gorgeous stuff, but it's like, oh, what a pretty comic. Moving on to the action, something very exciting. At least that's the way I looked at it. Now I can appreciate the artistry, and I think I did back then. It's just I passed it over for something more exciting.
Snakes.
Now, if you don't like the superhero genre or the horror genre, and you like the more fantasy type,
the colorist just knocks things back here.
I think it's quite confusing in its own way.
It is crowded.
I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure whether I should be reading across the top panels and then dropping down, or because on the third panel on the first page, where we've got the blade there, but then the next panel, it's different.
Yeah.
I know it's got to be different, but you understand what I mean. There's different pose and different everything. I'm not quite sure where I am with that.
Different character.
Yeah.
Different blade.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Yeah, ELRIC's not in this panel. The other champions here.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah. That's Hawkmoon.
Yeah, he had his own series, Hawkmoon.
Yeah.
It's like you were saying, Rex, it's this fantasy thing. I don't really go for this sort of stuff. And I'm not quite sure, like we said before, whether this artwork is actually working. It's not doing much for me. It's all right, but it's not my kind of...
It's very crowded.
It's very... It's not clear.
Yeah.
You
can make it as crowded as you want, I suppose, as long as you're clear.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that, too, falls on the colorist. Still, just like with the other book, it's just the coloring's really flat, very overbearing.
When you have fine lines like in that middle panel on the second page, like Russell does, just very thin lines, wispy hair, a colorist that's going to fill in a lot of that space because it's not well defined.
Yeah.
Is essential, more essential with an artist like that.
And it's the same on the other page as well with the snake that's coming up. If you sort of get rid of the color in your mind, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there except a segmented line. Yeah, very thin line. Occasionally, like those caverns there up on the second page, you'll get some shadow definition.
I mean, if they spent more time on those eyes, they could have been stunning, couldn't they, for that page?
Yeah, close up. Yeah, it just falls flat for me, in a lot of.
I mean, imagine if it was in black and white, the helmet coming over his nose and that eye panel.
Frankly, this stuff would be better in black and white.
But look at the white space, like you said, against the cheek and the nose where there's no detail.
Yeah,
that would have been really.
I'm not so sure, actually. I think there are panels that like the panel on the bottom left again, where Glenn is saying there's more rendering, that would look better in black and white.
Yeah,
but that middle panel with his eyes, there would be nothing in black and white.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you just take the color out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just so some of it works, some of it doesn't.
Look at the very last panel. You just got 4 or 5 blobs of snow coming down.
Well, let's put it this way: if you really want this to pop, black and white with some gray toning.
Yeah, that would do it. But again, that's what the coloring's doing here. I think, in all fairness, this is painted, isn't it? It's not just a color job over the top. It looks to me like it's actually on the artwork itself. Yeah. So it's difficult to, in those cases, I think, where it's painted, I think it's difficult to detach the black and white from the color. It's like, because the artist may well have been thinking of what the color would do within the line work. So it's difficult to. It's not difficult to critique, but it's difficult to work out what was actually in the mind of the artist at the time.
Now, don't you have to lay the color down first before you ink it?
Back in these days, the way that they used to do color separations is there was a special photography that they would use, that they would shoot the page onto, and it was it's hard to describe, but there was a film acetate layer that was black, and you could lift that acetate layer up, and there was blue lines of the black plate underneath,
right,
and which wouldn't photograph, and you could go through and paint on that, and then lay the the blue line screen over top of it, very much like as if you were screen printing apparel. You put all the colors down, and then you lay the black over top of it, which might explain if the lettering was a separate acetate level. Well,
exactly. Probably was.
Some of it slipped. Yeah,
you've got some of those printing layers, don't you, Rex?
I do. Yeah, with separate dialogue page, and I don't have any of the. I have paper blue line, but I don't have any on acetate that's a blue line like you're talking about. But I could very well see them doing that. It's almost like a animated cell.
Yes,
yes, that's right.
That's some funky armor he's got on. Like,
that
looks.
That character would go good in G.I. Joe.
I think it's LGBT month there.
Yeah,
and the background as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of that influence there. Yeah.
Looks like a G.I. Joe Cobra character.
That is funky.
Yeah.
Getting your chest out for the lads.
Another glitch in time.
Wow. This. I mean, these from page to page, it just looks like they put this stuff in a blender, and what came out.
You see that left-hand panel, he's really lightened on the detail there.
Yeah.
But he is trying to get an effect, and actually the composition is brilliant.
Yeah.
The composition of the figures moving through the tunnel.
I totally agree, but man, this coloring is like all over the place.
Yeah, it is all over the place, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
And you even have a soft effect there on page 2 on that top panel.
Nice graduated tone, though.
I like some of the graduated tones.
Yeah.
Get yourself an airbrush.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if this was Dr. Martin's dyes on this, just because of how vibrant it is.
Right.
Yeah.
That was also very big during this time frame.
When I see that, like on that, like I softened, I think of John Burns' early stuff for Charlton. I think they did some stuff like that.
Well, Charlton, Anyway, go ahead, Glenn.
I was just going to say the colouring is reminding me a bit of Mobius, but he's not getting it right.
No. Yep. I see your point.
What's funny about that?
I was agreeing with you that no, he's not getting it right.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's not even. He's like, here's your crayons. Now go
Yeah.
over in the corner. He's not even close to Morbius here.
Well, look, it's a
Level.
Mobius here in the next
Mobius.
couple weeks. I got the set. So.
There you go. There you go, folks. Randy flexing again.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a collection.
I have amassed
Mhm.
a collection. Yes.
Yeah.
This is nice. The different warriors all tying in, slipped apart. Different pieces of them, different pieces of the
First
sword.
transgender blending. I don't.
It's all the same person, different time periods, reincarnation kind of thing, from what I understand.
Folks, act quickly. Go over and back Shadow Kingdom on Fund My Comic. It will not be going in demand. It ends tomorrow. 24 hours or less.
It's tomorrow. Yep.
Randy's hard line.
It's just that we've got a lot of stuff planned for it. So, wow.
Oh.
Now we're getting back into some of the crazy layouts that Russell
Yeah.
would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Somebody unwrapping something, or is something burning?
Yeah, I just got, sorry, I just I'll mute.
That's all right.
I just got myself some lemon puffs.
You're fine.
I just want some Kirby boldness, and I never get any Kirby boldness. You know what I mean by that? I want something going on.
This isn't that kind of property, though. This is
okay. It could.
There's
be,
a lot.
but
I always saw ELRIC as this kind of effeminate, lighthearted fantasy. You know,
you could still be. Look, he carries a sword. Don't you know?
Well, he's only adapting it from the story, so.
Yeah, the sword carries him. By the way,
I mean, look at this great panel. Okay, this great scene of this demonic thing coming up in the vapor, and yet it just, I mean, there's a lot of ways you could do that, and I think this is an epic fail.
Yeah, I think considering how punchy it can be.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing's a bit lost in there.
How many times did they do this same thing on those early Bronze Age horror comic covers, where the misty type mythical characters coming up in Chamber of Chills or something on the cover, and it was always dramatic. This is like, I can kind of see some graduated in that pink vapor. What this is just trash to me, to a certain degree. I mean, I don't want to down it too much, but this type of stuff just doesn't do it for me.
Doesn't do it for you.
I mean, there's a lot of ways, like you say, that, oh, now see, that's punchy.
Yeah.
The next page there with that idol was punchy.
It's like I was saying, there's certain panel. I mean, that is a fantastic page.
Exactly.
I love that page.
Yeah, I wish the whole book was
is
like
good.
that.
Yeah, and the shading, it's got depth to it, solidity, really amazing.
And I like that it's transitioning from light to more solid, from the bottom up. That's pretty cool.
The light line work in the middle there, where they're kind of fading in and out, works because he's got depth in the other characters and the massive thing above them.
Yeah.
Nice panel at the bottom of the previous page as well.
Yeah.
In the blue.
So as I say, it's just such a mixed bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I do like the sort of rainbow, colors, that makes it very colorful on the other page. It really meshes well with the next page, which doesn't have as much color, but it blends fairly well, It's
a bit psychedelic in places.
I mean, next issue, a GAC.
But that is a great page. I love that.
Yeah.
I think both of them go well together, Beautiful. But
Ooh.
Again, I just wish the
No,
whole
this is
book
cool
was
as
like
well.
that.
Again, look at the shading on that. It's far more graphic and heavier on the left-hand
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
That's probably a cover, though, isn't it?
That's yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that's the cover. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can do it in the cover, why can't you do it on the interior pages?
But that panel on the right there, the page on the right, that's a great page.
Yeah.
You know, all right, my main criticism of this are line weights, okay, when you get down to it. You could do so much more with line weights on artists like Gilbert or Russell. And they just simply don't do it.
Well, here you see the inking here isn't over dominated by the color on this because it's nice and thick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little right here too.
I guess when it comes down to it, I mean, it has some good spots. Like that's a Frank Frazetta root almost, you know. And you could just do more with the line weights, I think, within the inking and the artwork on this. I would love, you know, maybe I should cut loose on some Russell stuff if I could just get the line work and see what I could do with it. Don't much like this with the lettering.
ELRIC.
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
We get it. It was on the cover. Why put it in there?
That's an E. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. The idle part, the lettering, just kind of falls flat for me.
No, I don't mind it.
Is that the best comment you got? I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
It's kind of funky. Do you know what I mean? It's surprising that this is an 80s book because it's got a big 70s vibe in it.
Yeah.
The colours and like the design and everything have got a big 70s vibe.
Make a note now that George Freeman is finished art and colour.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully
so George Freeman is doing everything in this book?
No, the layouts are Gilbert.
Okay, all right. I meant the rendering. So
yes,
he's
finished
rendering
art,
it.
Finished art and colour. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Straight away, it's looking better, I think.
Yeah.
From a rendering perspective.
And you got that little triangle on both pages where the page numbers might have went.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh God. I've got
looks like a shot glass. That big, you know.
I've got a latte with my lemon puffs now.
What? Lemon puffs.
Oh,
that. Yeah, looks like a glass.
That's latte's French for milky coffee.
Yeah.
This next page coming up with the sword and it almost looks like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Animated type thing that Ralph Bakshi did. You know.
Yep.
On the poster with
it's got 4 heads. It's like the who's that cosmic character with the 4 heads?
Eternity.
Eternity.
Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Yeah. Nice one, baby.
Standing next to his twin brother.
Is it something to do with justice?
Eternity.
Is it Eternity? I thought Eternity was the guy that.
Oh yeah, no, you're talking. 2D. Yeah, I got the name wrong. I'm sorry. That's the Grand Inquisitor, not the Grand.
No, it's the.
It's something Eternal Justice or something like that.
It's Trinity. I can't remember his name.
It's the one from the Stalin stuff.
Yeah, help us in the chat, folks. It's originally a Ditko creation. He's got 4 different heads.
I didn't know that. Oh, right,
yeah.
Okay.
Doctor Strange runs into him. The Grand. That's not the Grand Inquisitor. What the heck is that?
It's
Grand Tribunal.
Tribunal. That's it. Tribunal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Judge,
you should know
jury,
that.
and
a Marvel character. Yeah.
See,
did you ever draw him? The Grand Tribunal?
I might have. Fleetingly.
Yeah, fleetingly.
I'll go and have a look.
See, page 2 here.
I'll check out my archives.
The drugs were good
just
back then.
How important color is to tell the story here because there's very little there.
Yeah.
without the color. You'd be wondering what's going on.
Yeah, there's some very light line work there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the boldest thing about it are the sound effects. The lettering.
Interesting, that last panel where it says it becomes silent, it becomes grey, and it's yellow.
Yeah, there's a little gray here.
I know.
It's becoming gray.
Fuchsia? Tan?
Yeah. Little magenta mixed in for fun. Talk about no detail. Here we are.
Yeah, right. I mean, the
one
most
here.
interesting things is energy creature coming in.
Yeah.
It's got a Hanna-Barbera feel to it all of a sudden.
Alex Toth. Got Molecule Man's face.
What's the black panel for?
Molecule Man.
What's the black panel for?
Space.
Right.
I am the dreaded bug zapper. Bzz. Fear me.
Yeah.
These lettering's all over the place. And look at that, it's awful, isn't it?
It's way too light here too. I can't even read it.
Yeah, I hate that when they put like blue lettering over a blue box or something.
Yeah.
Just doesn't pop.
Red, orange, almost over gold. It's very hard to read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
How do you
Just
not catch that before you go to production?
No idea. That they probably gave indications and thought that it'd be a darker red.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Yeah, I did a cosmic issue.
It may have been a darker red on the proof they saw, and they gave it the go ahead, and when they printed it, it wasn't. Sorry, Russ, go ahead.
I did a cosmic issue. Yeah, I did
Right.
Eternity, the Tribunal. Is it who's the other guy with space in him?
Eternity.
Eternity. Yeah, Eternity. The brothers Chaos and I don't know, one of them's called Chaos.
Order and Chaos.
Order and
There are
Chaos,
a couple
maybe.
floating heads.
Yeah. And then Death and her human looking counterpart.
Oh yeah, with the skull and the cloak.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, there you go.
That's a female character, isn't it?
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah, it is a female.
In the Marvel
character,
universe.
Yeah.
So
there's the Tribunal. There he is.
Right.
With the heat.
With the floating
heat, and there's
head,
Eternity, and that's.
And it would rotate around, right?
That's Eternity. I'm not sure what the other
Eternity.
character was in some Thor books. He's
He was
half
also-
black, half
yeah.
white.
Yeah,
Not to be sycophantic because of the panel, but the difference between that I'm looking at now of some sort of not roughs but samples,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at this printed thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a million miles apart.
And
Yeah,
about
it's
20
like-
years.
What I'm saying is, Russ, is your artwork's great.
Yeah, thank you. But it's an approach, isn't it? It's what you. It's kind of what, because I'm not drawing like this anymore. I'm drawing even more differently.
It's brilliant.
But
It's love. It's wanting to do it. That's what it is.
It's absolute love. Yeah,
Russ,
Yeah.
I will go out on a limb and say this is better than what we've been looking at. The whole damn book.
Oh,
Let's
This is
look at
better.
more of this.
It is.
But it's just
so much better.
Different styles, isn't it? Like, so yeah.
You're too kind.
That's
Russ.
it exactly.
Print them
Different
out, Russ. I
styles.
want to colour them. Put them in the back of your cool book.
Well,
And they,
I might do
by
an
the
art
way,
I might do an art book.
Oh,
and
yeah.
get a cease and desist on it and say sod it.
yeah.
You did?
No,
No, you
I
might-
say
you
I
might
might
do.
do one and just say
Yeah.
sod it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's only crowdfunding. You know what I mean? It's like it's a
Yeah.
limited number of people. It's not like I'm going up against Marvel or DC or something for figures.
You could probably do a art of
Probably
Russ
get-
Leach book
Art of
and
Russ
put
Leach
this
and just put in
in
put
the
stuff
middle
like
or
this in.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. No one's
Just
gonna
don't-
know. Well,
Don't advertise it on the cover. Marvel would probably wouldn't even bat an eye, especially if you gave them copyright.
the thing is I've seen so many people, so many artists now do the art of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gone and asked them, "Oh, did you get permission?" They go, "No, I haven't spoken to
No.
anyone. Just put my
Yeah.
art in there."
Just
So,
did it.
oh, well, I'm going to do it then. So
Well, and again, a lot of these large corporations run on a rule of 500. If they figure if you've made $500 or if you've printed more than 500 copies, they'll come after you. Yeah.
Oh,
With a cease and
If I get
desist.
500 on a special hardback edition, I'd be very happy.
Yeah. Unless you're too blatant and out there, or you've ticked off the copyright owner, which is, I think, what happened to Ben Dunn. He was doing Red Sonja imitation, and it was just too close.
Yeah,
I
well,
was calling it Blue Sonja or something like that, and
it does look pretty close.
they served him a cease and desist real quick.
So if you
do different, he's a publishing house. I'm an individual artist.
If you put
That's
500
true too,
out right on a crowdfunder and you make it to 500, and then you've got which is great, and then they tell you to cease and desist, you can just say, oh, okay. Because you weren't going to get rid of any more. We're going to do any more anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm good with that. Thank you. Sorry.
What's that Alex Toth InDesign book? That we looked at. We spent 3 days on. He went through and cleaned out his file cabinets. He took photostats of everything. It was all his work. So what is it? Darren McNeil said, "Let's put it in a book." And he went, "Yeah, okay." So they printed 10,000 copies and circulated it, and Hanna-Barbera just sent him a note saying, "Don't ever do that again."
So okay,
cease and desist. Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, all right. Yeah.
That blue guy is awful, isn't it? On there, that cloud
blue guy.
person. What's he called? Agas.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Molecule Man.
Yeah, but
Molecule Man.
to me, he's the most interesting thing on both pages.
He's the electric egg.
Yeah.
Dear me, the electric egg. Yeah.
See, now something's going on here on these two
That's
pages.
no yoke.
Finally.
Anyway. Yeah. Anyway.
This is exciting. I like this.
This is exciting. Yeah.
Except for the blue lettering. Can't see it. Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good, that is it?
It's just like the orange on gold. Yeah. They were probably aiming for a darker shade of blue there.
Yeah.
Rad Art and Comics in the house says, I think there is something with percentage changed also. If not enough percent of character changed, then cease and desist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually 25%. Yeah. Because I used to do a lot of apparel design, and some of that stuff you had to be real careful about. I think there's something with percentage changed also, if not enough percent of character changed, and then cease and desist. Yeah. Yep. Do we stay on this for a minute? There's a lot of nice line work here.
Yeah.
Great looking stuff.
Someone should make a publishing house called Cease and Desist and just rip off a whole bunch of characters with a 25% change.
It's Antarctic Press. Anyway. Did I say that out loud? So.
We could have Superman in Sweden or something. It could be Lars Lane. And
that would be an interesting case anymore, because there's been so many Supermen that or Superman style characters that DC has let slide, like Supreme, and there was a while there everybody started their superhero line with a Superman type clone.
Yeah.
And DC just let it happen. Or Warner.
They're stuffed with it now, aren't they? It sets.
Yeah, I think there's been enough of a precedent set that they wouldn't be able to sue, as long as you weren't really hitting. It's that diamond that they're more concerned about than anything. The diamond with the S in it. And even then they do every kind of different alteration on that design that they possibly can, just like Batman and the different bat symbols on his chest.
I like this page on the right where they've whited it all out. That's great. And that why is that spider mechanical monster or squid monster reminding me of Ditko so much? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of that there. Yeah,
there's something about it.
No, I see it. Yeah,
I think they missed an opportunity with these last couple of pages of doing double page spreads.
Rad Art and Comics, yeah, in the house. Glad you're here, Hyperion. Yeah, Omni-Man, Homelander, exactly. Yep, you got it. Sentry. Yep.
Yeah. If you look at that bottom left
Gladiator,
panel, It's very cartoony, very
It is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
different style.
Very
I have
Ditko,
a-
like Russ was saying.
Yeah, I have a problem with double page spreads purely from a print perspective.
Yeah.
Because you lose some stuff in a centre.
Well, you got to
And it
watch what you're doing with it.
Yeah, and it means you have to watch what you're doing as to where, and so it kind of almost separates the pages out anyway.
I think these are two separate pages, though.
Oh yeah,
It's
they
not
are.
meant to be.
Yeah. But we were talking about doing double page spreads, and
Right.
I actually like that. I've mentioned it before, the Steranko approach in the Yellow Claw series.
The 4-page.
Yeah, they had 4 pages, but they didn't join them up. They were like a panel within the border. It just went bump, 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 bump. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah. We'll have a 2-page spread in the Atlantean, at the tavern. Yeah.
See you later, Russ.
I got to say, yeah, I'm
See you in a week.
I'm absolutely backed up with stuff now. It's like I accepted a job from someone the other day from a guy that I've known for quite a while, and it's all it is like an illustration at the front and the back of a book, and they're horror books, and they wanted like a Tales from the Crypt kind of character at the front and back, and it's absolutely rubbish pay. But I like the idea of it so much that I went, yeah, okay, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because we'd been sitting here, like pouring through artwork and all that old EC stuff from time to time, and Wally Wood, and and it's like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, that sounds like fun.
As I said to you last week, Russ, it's not about the money.
No. It's because you love the thing so much.
Yeah.
And he approached me, and I was just like, and it's a tight deadline as well. And I thought, no, do you know what? I can squeeze that in because they're going to be fun to draw.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That guy there with the on the right hand page, the bottom panel, the side view of the guy, yeah, looks like Dum Dum, doesn't he?
Yeah.
To an extent, yeah.
Do you know if that was with a bit more rendering, if that was in a Jim Lee X-Men book from the 80s, you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Blend right in, yeah.
The Dum Dum character almost looks like Mike Zack artwork.
Yes. Yes, it does, yeah.
That's cool.
Mike Zack's a short man, isn't he, Randy?
No, I don't remember him as being short, but he maybe. I don't know. I think I've only seen him sitting behind a table.
Everyone's short when they're sitting down.
Yeah.
Except Jim Shooter.
Larry.
Except Jim
Larry
Shooter.
Hama. Yeah, except Jim Shooter. Yep. Larry Hama, I think, was short in stature. Jim Lee, short in stature.
Ickle.
That silhouette page there is very Ditko, isn't it? Dr.
Very
Strange.
Ditko. Yep.
I love stuff like that. Cosmic stuff.
That's good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These past few
these two
pages have been
are
all
great
right.
as well, aren't they? Yes.
Picking up a little, eh?
Yep.
Well, I mean, something like this would draw me,
That's nice.
to at least look at these pages. But the majority of it, it's like, I'd rather read some
It's spotty.
Shadow Kingdom from Fun My Comic.
There we are.
That at the top left there, sorry, just before you turn the page, the top left where the swords are clashing on the other page, it looks like they're fighting over a couple of fried eggs. A giant frying pan with 2 fried eggs in it.
There's only 2 in there, but there's 4 of us here. I'm not cutting mine in half.
Well,
I'm not sharing yours because I don't want a runny yolk.
What they've done is they've turned the other one. It's all spilled in the pan. It's all gone crazy.
This is your brain on drugs.
I've got an idea. Why don't we beat them all up together and we can share an omelette?
I have my sword. I will divide the eggs for you.
Ooh. I like that. I'm not quite sure what
that
I'm looking
last
at, but I
panel
like it.
brilliant.
just nicer all around. The whole bend here, and the tree and the wind.
Some Buscema lines back there for the wind.
High wind, yeah. It's even blowing the column away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all brush line here.
Yeah.
Very
Nuclear
steady
blast.
hand. Yeah. Very
Ruler.
steady hand.
That's the ruler.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. There's a
Even
thin
God,
thick
ca-
to
even
it.
God can't do that. That's done with a ruler, brush and ruler. I don't
Gary
mean,
Martin could probably do it.
You know, and you tip the ruler and you drag your brush.
Run it along the edge. Yeah.
He'd still use a ruler.
Yeah.
Still an incredible feat considering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is all just lines back
I
here.
see, like the light line work down at the bottom there. I actually really like that on the stone work.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. Makes it look really solid.
Yeah.
Very clever.
I think the face gets lost on the first page there, bottom.
Yeah.
It's lost.
Well, isn't he all?
Nope.
Isn't it all just it's all just messed up?
Where's the dialogue? Right there. Yeah. See, you couldn't even find the face.
I think it's a bit like the Thing from the film.
Yeah.
It's just all messed up.
Yep.
It's all gloopy.
Meant to be gloopy.
Gloopy doopy.
You're more forgiving than I am, Russ, about this stuff. You're much more forgiving about it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And again, that's more Gilbert than Russell coming through. Much more. I mean, Russell would not do anything like that.
They were all effectively the one being, and now they've been separated there. Right.
Exactly. Yep. They're the eternal champion.
But this is George Freeman, aren't we?
Freeman inks over Gilbert pencils. Freeman finishes too. Yeah. Yeah. So he's attributed with the finishes. Gilbert probably gave him some rough layouts.
Yeah.
I would love to ink Gilbert because it was like, whoa, wow, I've really got my job ahead of me. There's nothing here. Very thin line, mechanical pencil stuff. They just do not believe in line weight.
But I'd love to have done some Mr. Monster stuff. Yeah, because here that could have been done a lot better. That's all way light. Even if Russell had done it, you'd have had some thin to thick working here on this profile.
I think he's looking at the Russell stuff and going, okay, that's how he does it. And he's trying to mimic it, you know?
Yeah.
He looks like Mr. Mac. What was that 80s character's Mac Tonight?
Yeah.
Moon shaped crescent face.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just need to sit down and read some of this stuff. Then I might care about the character. The storytelling may be great. I like Darth Vader in that top panel on the first page, though, coming in.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 with all the dead bodies. Like the red sky, too, at the bottom. I mean, that's good. That's using color to tell the story. I like it.
Shepherd's Delight. It's going to be a nice day tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Russ. What?
Red sky at night. Shepherd's Delight. It's going to be a nice day
okay.
tomorrow.
Okay.
There's Mac tonight.
Mac tonight.
He's even got the same chin.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All he needs is his shades. How Randy finds the time to find this stuff, I do not know.
I love big images. It's a lot of fun.
The colors seem to be popping a little bit more out of this guy.
Yeah, Freeman's doing the colors on this.
Yeah. They all come in with their own artistic sensibility, don't they?
Right. Yep.
I mean, this is much more poppy than some of the wispy, pastel-y type stuff that was earlier.
Very much a different palette on this. A lot
Different
more bolder
palette.
red.
Yep.
A lot more stark primaries on this.
He's done the same again with those eyes. It's looks like blueberry eyes.
Looks like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Void of emotion, you know.
He seems to have lost his way again after those fantastic pages previously, and then
It's not a bad face here. It's got
he's a miserable sod, this ELRIC, isn't he? He never smiles, does he?
No.
Well,
Very
with you with a
somber.
chin like that.
Very stoic. Exactly. If you had a Jay Leno chin, you wouldn't smile either. Yeah.
Jay
I'd be
Leno was a
trying
very
to
nice
stab
man.
myself.
Everybody would. Well, I'm sure he is. Everybody would point at it and go, "There's Mac tonight."
Duh.
If you want to do away with Eldrick, just say, "Look down," and he
Yeah.
stabs himself with his own chin.
Yeah.
Oh God, not again.
Just think if they found him dead, they'd never find the weapon, would they? Because it
Yeah,
was
your
his
shoes
chin.
untied.
Oh,
That's like stealing. That's like stabbing somebody with an ice pick, with an ice knife. You know,
Yeah.
it just melts. The murder
Karl
weapon
Marx,
just
didn't
melts.
he get killed with an ice pick?
He did, yeah. On the back of his top of his neck.
Yeah.
Now that fiery being is interesting, and I like the horror type element of the going across that page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a bit freaky, that.
You could take the same concepts though of this storytelling and do it in such a dramatic way, though, a retelling.
I just wonder if that right hand page there. I just wonder if that's more, less. How can I put it? More to the layout than the render than he's done the rendering. Do you know, it's like he's not done much on the layout.
This is the start of the next chapter too, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. And that's to me, that's a very effeminate, almost gender neutral face.
Very posy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would rather read
Elf
Quest if I want that type of stuff.
I think that's just the way he drew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Unforgivable. That's what you are.
Here
oh my
again.
God, that's Lady
Like
Death.
Yeah.
Very Lady Death.
It's just because you can't see the chin.
Jimmy
Hill.
Jimmy Hill. Jimmy.
In the way this is so jumbled and crowded and baroque, like it'd be minimalism in some of these panels. I love that fourth panel though on the second page. That's my reaction when I saw this type of stuff. It was like, no, make it stop.
Oh, here.
Yeah. No. I don't want to buy
Bizarre shading from that.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Well, yeah, but if there was a shadow from the hand, it would stretch across his cheeks.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It is weird. And the panel underneath it, where you see that railing up close, is just so great, the detail on the railing, sort of looking through the spokes.
Oh, yeah.
Great scene. But
yeah, well, you don't. Yeah, I didn't realize the from the previous page, the previous turn the page back one. Is it the opening? Yeah. So, what is that? There is the guy at the bottom. That's the sculpture on the balustrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird because it
I
doesn't.
thought, I thought it was somebody's head.
Yeah,
like a gargoyle.
Well, it is a gargoyle because if you go to the next page, you can now see those gargoyles on the top of the balustrade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. There they are.
Yeah.
Under his hand. There you go. There they are.
Yeah.
How weird is that? Yeah. Yeah.
It's unclear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see this done by John Buscema and see what he could do with it.
I'd like to see anything done by John Buscema.
Yeah,
and then
that's what John Buscema does.
Let's put both out on the market and let's see what sells. This would be utter trash compared to that.
I'm thinking
Yeah, but that's
Joe
a bit
Cooper.
that's a bit unfair, isn't it? Really.
I know it's unfair. I know it's just like, can you show me something? Damn! I've been waiting half this issue to show me something. I mean, yeah, there's been some nice pages and panels, but this stuff just never really.
It's gone all
Eisner
on us.
Yeah, I can appreciate elements of this.
Yeah, you were saying
really
you were saying there, Randy, about Gilbert doing it. That would be a good good pages.
Be real interesting to see. Yeah.
Those panels over the top though, they're really light, but the coloring's done so well that really works.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure about that panel on the
It
far
counters
right.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
more
the guy with the
atmospheric.
beard, that's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the
That's such a
ELRIC
lovely
on
panel.
the last panel there,
Yeah.
the top right panel. That's
like what happened to his eye?
yeah. It's
It's
just
been smooshed by something.
Here you mean?
But then how
yeah.
how much of this is
above it.
style and how much of this
it's
sometimes
That's hinky.
styles you just don't dig a style. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just isn't your thing. It doesn't mean it's been done badly.
That face is hinky though. Doesn't look
Yeah,
great.
that is a janky face. There's no doubt
Janky.
about that. There's something weird.
Janky, hinky face.
I think he started drawing on the right hand side and then he started to fall asleep. And as he's leaning further and further to the left hand side of the face is getting longer and longer because he's drawing at an angle. And then eventually he just fell asleep on the drawing board. I know, I've done that.
Yeah, if you look down there, it says lay out some rough pencils on this one. So I think that what George is doing is not rendering the rough pencils as much as he might do.
Yes.
It says rough pencils, Michael T. Gilbert, and finished art, George Freeman.
And then he's not embellishing it as much as.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like the debris here where they work ELRIC into the
Yeah.
It's not as obvious as some of that other stuff earlier.
I mean, what's that top panel there? What's that?
Not quite sure.
What's going on there?
It's all a bit wibbly wobbly. Oh, I see it now.
Is it a lifeboat or something?
Is my camera again? The banana.
No.
It's
a
coloring.
banana boat. And not unless you've got an ELRIC filter on your camera.
It's such a mess here, and then it straightens out and gets so so delineated
look at the depth
here.
of ink. Look at the depth of the inks on the right hand page compared to the majority of the left.
Kick it out here. It must be trying to do a slight lighting effect or something here.
Yeah.
On that top panel, we've got another time glitch. That's Leonardo DiCaprio and that girl coming down when they on the Titanic, dropping that lifeboat over the side.
I have this whole lifeboat, but I'm afraid there's not enough room for you.
Jack.
Why? I don't think they need a change of colorist and things throughout these different chapters to be inconsistent with it, though. Although that doesn't help.
It's all the same guy. It's all George Freeman.
Is it?
The previous
it's all George Freeman.
The previous book was where they chopped up all the team did different things every issue or whatever. But this one is all the same person doing everything.
Yeah.
Well,
I
he's
think
got a
if I was
wide
an-
range.
Yeah.
I think if I was an editor, I'd have turned the left page back to them and told them to it's only half inked. You need to finish your inks on this.
Yeah.
There's no black
Finish it.
spotted in here whatsoever. No. That's got to be a artistic choice.
Now, if I was Jim Shooter, I'd have thrown this on the floor and burnt it.
Well, that's Jim Shooter, though.
Thank you.
Now go away and do it again.
Yeah, he sent him an email, maybe not then, but he sent him an email now and say, these pages are really great roughs. When will the finished artwork
Yeah,
be?
when we finished up.
Really?
Yeah.
So, oh, bugger.
Apparently, one of the C's of fate is purple. So
Huh?
Yeah.
Purple. I like purple.
looks to be a ship
Again,
in the
he's
shadow
really
back
good
here.
with blokes with beards.
Yeah.
Because that bloke with the beard, I bet he hasn't got a pointy chin. Or if he has, it's like he's covered it up with a beard. Maybe he's compensating. I don't
It'd
know.
be funny if it was sticking out of his beard, wouldn't it?
But he's got that whole image. He's got beautiful hair, and the way that the shadowing is on his cheek and his nose, and then under his hairline on the other side of the face. That's great. It's almost like it's a different artist there.
Well, the guy behind him with the scar on his head has got a different shaped head now on this one.
Yeah, he's got a weird shaped head. But if you look at that image of the beardy guy there, and then look at the last image on the right hand page, the bottom right hand image of ELRIC, and compare the two, you would, if you had those two images out, you wouldn't think that it was the same artist.
No.
Almost halfway into this book.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
To have that kind of difference between one panel and another.
It's a nice panel. A little hard on the red. I like the little panels down here. Layout wise, that is.
I think it's a matter of, different artists look for different benchmarks to hit, and we can't all be Joe Kubert or John Buscema, can we? We can't all be that, but you can at least hit a consistency level.
Yeah.
Brad says it kind of looks like a record cover.
Yeah, from the 70s, a Yes record cover from the 70s. That's what it made me think of. Or the whole book makes me think of the 70s.
Yeah.
The colours, the styling, everything.
And yet this was done in 87, wasn't it?
It's collected in 87. It was probably done a couple years before that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably in the early 80s.
Right in that time frame. Yeah.
Again, I wish, if I can't get the line weights out of the inking, at least the coloring, I'm just not, I think the book needs consistency from beginning to end, and I don't get this. I get such a mashup.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrendous. Horrendous looking character.
Oh dear. That looks quite modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even Eldric's laughing at that one.
Isn't that a Sam song?
Oh, Sam Smith.
Yeah. This is Sam Smith. In fact, he's probably got a better figure than Sam Smith. Yes, I did say that, and I don't give a toss. Sam Smith's an idiot.
I don't think he's made his mind up yet, has he?
I don't care.
There you go.
Don't give a monkeys what Sam Smith does. That is wild looking though. It's all stripy like a zebra. It's weird.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? I thought it was shadow.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Yep. Yeah. That's the
I
one.
thought his stripes were shadows to start with,
Oh,
but
yeah.
clearly they're not.
Yeah.
That
Just
was
legging. Yeah.
I was wondering where the Ditko blinds were to give that kind of shadow effect, but obviously I was wrong. Har har har.
And then like very odd. And then that last face once again. You look down at the last panel.
That's Abraham
That way he's
Lincoln.
gripping the sword and his face, the bearded guy's face. That's brilliant. There's something of Cubit in that. Do you know what I mean? It's the way the teeth are gritting, the dimple on the lips. That's really cool, and the just the right amount of lines on the fist around the hilt of the sword. There's just flashes of brilliance in this, but there's no consistency.
A maid of mine made Sam Smith's stage props. LOL.
Oi 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 oi
Oi, oi.
Well,
Oi, oi.
I hope he didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Hope he
That's
didn't
not
ask
an
for
L.
him back.
Yeah.
He made
Oh,
an
dear.
80 feet non-binary human.
Oh, kill.
Yeah, right. That's nice. for him.
80, yeah, 9. Yeah, great. Oi, oi.
Oi oi.
Colored gold.
Oh,
Well, of course it is. That'll be his favourite colour.
Exactly.
Oi oi.
How do you go from this character looking that effeminate to looking like Bluto?
Yeah,
looking
well,
like
Papa.
Looks
that's
like,
what I say.
looks
There's-
like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I really like that panel.
Yeah, that's here.
Yeah, that's magic.
Yeah, the ELRIC in the panel looks like it's been drawn by somebody else.
Yeah, again, it's this the consistency just isn't there. But
Look at the way the guy's standing above that panel.
yeah, it looks like he's pooped himself. No, the guy.
Yeah.
The
Well, he's got the
length,
diaper.
full length one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's letting one out.
Oh, that's better. I hope they didn't notice.
Eldrick, a real stinker.
That's why they're all laughing. It's like, who dropped one?
Eldrick trying to blush, and he's still albino.
Yeah.
And again, that top panel in the circle. There's just that face. I like that.
just
That's Kubert right there.
Yeah,
Very
that's
much so.
Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I did Eldrick, I would have Conan or Cole or some strong male character show up and split him in half. There's your male testosterone. Deal with it.
I like this Elric better than the Barry Windsor Smith Elric in Conan 15 and 16, where he looks like a garden gnome.
Garden Gnome.
Yeah.
He was in 16.
Wasn't it 15, 16? Somewhere in there.
I'm checking it. I'm checking it now.
There's a 2-part Elric story there.
I have that issue.
Tree Goblin says Barry can make anything from polystyrene. That's
There you go. Yeah.
Which in and of itself is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, never mind the pollution and the climate. Use that polystyrene.
Oh yeah. Sam Smith don't care about that.
I got it.
I wish Barry Windsor Smith was drawing this though.
Yeah. Wish I was drawing it.
Here's
Really?
Barry Windsor Smith's Elric next to Conan.
Oh, that was sorry. Right, okay. I had the wrong one.
Yeah,
Look, that's
It
Elric.
is 15 and 16. Yeah.
But that's a Barry Windsor Smith Conan.
Yeah.
He's not going to
Oh, wow.
mess him up as bad as a Buscema Conan, is he?
But he makes Elric look like a garden gnome.
Yeah.
At first, my mind went to Gil Kane actually.
Yeah.
With this.
But anyway.
Bazza.
The nose shut. Have a blade.
I used to swear by Michael Moorcock books. He loved this kind of stuff. I remember him buying this from Odyssey 7. But,
Yeah, I say I got halfway through and it's hard work.
I've got the ELRIC run. I just have never read it.
It's hard work.
But I did read his Behold the Man and went right through it like it was nothing. It was a really good story.
Look at that. But Elric no longer hears his bald-headed allies' words. You can't put that.
Yeah. I mean, he is bald.
No, you can't. I'm being. I'm
what I
using,
mean is, it's an odd phrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why would you say my bald-headed ally?
That's what I'm saying.
You just say my ally.
Yeah. My Bezzy.
My Bezza.
Look at the rendering on the previous page of that. The side view of the guy at the bottom.
From another mother.
Yeah. Look at the line on the leg and the arm. It's just not there, is it? It's
you see, that's bonkers.
Yeah. No,
that's a whole different look altogether right there.
Yeah. I wonder what's going on.
Somebody else drew that panel and they pasted it in.
Maybe there were other people involved that just don't have their names on this.
It just didn't give them credit. That's very possible.
That picture there with the last panel with the big sword, it just reminded me of Steranko with all that hair.
Yeah.
It's got a very back to the effeminate face too.
Yeah, the mouth is saying, "Ooh, matron."
Darker skin tone, just slightly, and a different chin. That would be Storm from the X-Men. Yeah.
Ooh, matron.
Wow, Randy.
Storm isn't about.
I'm just saying, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And
that's what we want to see in our heroes. Got it.
Frying tonight.
I'm frying tonight. You can imagine Elric having a voice like that. Oh,
I would like to see Mike Mignola do Eldrick and see what he could do with it.
Yeah. We looked at him as his Fafford and Grey Mouser. It was kind of the same material.
Check out the first panel on the second page.
Yeah.
The guy with his mouth limp and open.
Yeah.
That looks like the left-hand page. The dead guy.
The dead guy, yeah.
No, the left-hand panel. Sorry, the dead guy at the bottom. Move to the right.
Yeah.
There he is. No.
The dead guy.
The right-hand page, first panel. That one. That's the one. No, there you go. It's floppy. Yes, look, floppy tongue, floppy jaw. That doesn't look like it's drawn by the same person.
That looks like Gil Kane.
There's an understanding of the anatomy of the face there that is not present in other panels.
I kind of get a Mike Zeck vibe off of it again.
I think there are more artists involved in this book than are being credited.
Yeah,
it's very likely.
I think there may have even been a studio involved.
Yeah, that might be too.
Wouldn't be Vinny's studio, would it?
Well, I haven't seen that many silhouettes.
Gil, how much time you got? We need a body right here.
There you go, mate. See you later.
Yeah. Put that in there.
Pick up the pace, Randy. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark. Are we almost done?
Yeah, we're going to look at something else.
No, we're just barely past halfway here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, my God.
No, we're done. We'll have to look at this next week. We'll have to finish it next week.
Do we need to
start?
No,
we
don't. No, we don't.
Yeah,
we can end it at the end of this issue. So
I think we've got an idea.
We don't have to. We don't have to finish the book. No,
we don't have
different
to do
artists
nothing
here. This is Klaus
do what we
Janson
like.
inking here, right in
Yeah.
there. That looks like Klaus Janson.
And then again, the face on the top right-hand side there, it's a bit cartoony, but it's very good. It's very good.
Looks a bit Ditko as well, Baron Mordo.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten a Ditko feel from some of the faces.
Well, I've just remembered if you're doing the second half of this next week, I might
I'm glad
be
that microphone
doing
came back.
something else.
Yeah, something else. I reckon this artist is. I reckon he's got multiple.
We can definitely end it today.
Yeah,
seriously, we can.
Good.
End it. End it now.
We can end it. We can switch over to Mobius if you want.
Stuff. You love this stuff, Randy, and this is your show.
Not with everybody tearing it apart. Thank you very much.
It has its place. It's and
I haven't looked at this stuff in 20 years or so, and you're definitely spoiled it for me. So there you go.
I thought I was being very polite about it. Actually.
That Freeman, what a shithead. Yeah. Anyway.
I think it's like we said. I think there's several people working on this.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get from it. Because like I was,
How dare you?
like I was saying to you, there are places where it's gorgeous,
Yeah.
But there's no consistency to it. I can understand though, like you've got to remember as well. It's like. If this is the first time you've seen this and you're a fan of this kind of stuff, I would have bought it, I would imagine. It's easy in hindsight to look at anybody's work and go, oh, well, look at that. That's a bit weird, or that doesn't work. It's like, they put it together. They put out the product. That deserves its own respect.
I think it holds up. I don't think this is like, when you see like a 60s movie, that the pacing's going to be different. And the modern audience tends to project onto, you really almost have to displace yourself out of 2024 and go back to 1960. You cannot, everything's going to be different. But now I think this holds up just pretty much how they laid it down. The techniques of printing may have changed. Yeah, we may be able to do more in digital coloring. Maybe that's what this needs more than anything, is a modern interpretation of the color to help it.
No, I don't agree with that.
The color didn't bother me. I honestly, as we've sat here and given it a good solid critique. I would still pick this up because there are enough times when you go, oh, look at that, what a lovely page, as against some of the pages that are a bit squiffy. And like I say, I'm pretty sure that there are other people involved in this, but the colours are the things that is, sometimes they can be a bit bright and a bit garish, but like I say, I think it's got a 70s vibe to it, like the Rad was saying, or was it Rad or Tree was saying that it's like a cover of an old album cover from the 70s, and I think that's given it its own kind of persona. It gives it its own feel. You wouldn't get anybody making this now. It just wouldn't look like this now. And there's something cool about that. But like I say, there's places you can look at faces, and I mean that face on the left hand side there, that looks a bit Cubert as well, or even something straight out of the one that's in with the white. Yeah, that one, that looks like something out of Flash Gordon.
Yeah, floating head, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, it looks more Gilbert to me, and then you go down to the bottom panel, that looks more like
Freeman.
Is that the same person?
No, P. Craig Russell.
Yeah, I mean that they are supposed to be the same person, and that's where the consistency issue is, because you've got that panel on the left, then the panel in the middle where he's coloured blue in shade, and then the panel below, and they don't necessarily come off as the same person.
That's what I'm saying. The inconsistency of the character designs, the coloring is a mishmash.
I do think the coloring in this book is a huge step up from the previous ELRIC book that we were looking at, though.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
But again, there's more consistent. It's like I was saying, the color is the thing that least jumps at me, because it has actually got more consistency to it.
Yeah.
Through the book. Whereas the previous book, because the team was constantly changing up, it was weird.
I'll tell you something I've noticed. You can't draw ears. Can't draw ears.
Everybody's got long hair in this anyway.
This looks different again. Look at that right-hand page.
Yeah.
The way it's shaded.
It's like Gene Colan, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the start
like
of
that.
the next issue too, and the like the credits are the same.
I like that. That grabs me from the very beginning.
Layouts, pencils, something else.
But the end of that,
there's layouts, rough pencils, and adaptation by Michael T. Gilbert.
Yeah, finished art by Freeman.
Is that good though? I mean, here's the climax of the story on the left. The last page should really say something, and yet when you put it together with this start of the next story, that's much more interesting than the climax page from the previous issue.
Yeah, there should have been some heavy shadows here.
Something.
Yeah.
To make it dramatic. I mean,
instead of bright light through somebody's legs. Yeah.
That's the climax of the story. It should be interesting, and yet you jump over to the next story.
Yep.
Which I think is much more visually interesting.
Better ears. That'd have done it.
I think
we're past that. We're past that 2-hour mark, so we'll just breeze through this really fast and
Randy's turning into a pumpkin as we speak.
I am.
This is definitely different artist now.
Yeah,
look at that. Look at that center panel there, the top left, with that guy and the girl.
Mm-hmm.
There's a team working on this.
Yeah,
definitely.
Different face there.
I'm trying to.
But it's like
some of this reminds me.
It's like somebody's got the 20 pages of rough layouts. Just they've given 5 pages to, or every other page to a different person.
Could very well be, but nobody's getting credit other than Freeman and Gilbert.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that's kind of disingenuous, if indeed that's what happened.
Well, there were still studios and apprentices back then too. So.
Right. Look at the way he's drawn that ear there on the bottom right, Glenn.
Yeah.
Different to the way he was drawing ears earlier.
Yeah.
It's odd. It is odd. I quite kind of like that spread though.
You know,
I like that.
What I like most about this stuff is the shorthand, the brevity of line, in a way. But that only takes me so far.
Back to more of a Russell look here.
Yeah. And I like the outline of the horse's legs.
Yeah.
Effective.
I'm gonna have to have another lemon puff.
I'm more interested in your limited puff than I am. That is a nice bottom panel, though. Both of those.
Yeah.
Luke, I am your father. Very operatic.
Overhead chunk, clunk. Chunk.
Yeah.
Adventures on the high seas.
Ming the Merciless here.
Oh,
Ming the Merciless, yeah.
Special guest appearance.
Ming.
I am doomed. Is that his name, or does it mean he's going to die? I am doomed.
What a great visual creature in the background on those two panels, and yet it's just kind of lost.
Yeah.
The design, there's no criticism. On the design, but yeah, it just could be so much more. Man, maybe because it was studio, but this is supposed to be Gilbert, right?
Gilbert doing roughs and Freeman doing finishes. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go get a old Kirby Fantastic Four or something for a palate cleanser. Either that or a lemon puff.
That's that next. Lemon puff. Next week we'll look at some Mobius, but that'll be a good change from this.
First
Sorry,
comics.
we're so sorry to have been so harsh on something that you loved, Randy.
It's okay.
Can I see the back of the cover? Can I see the back of it?
All right, man. There you are.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
There's some writing.
That's a nice page.
Wow.
Artistic value
What a
right
waste.
Oh, was
What
that
a
published by
waste.
First?
Yep. First comics.
there. Yeah, published by First. There's the last page of the story. That looks
Oh, I
completely
like
different. That looks like
Ooh,
Russell
thank
all
God.
over again right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
If you survived this adventure, you did more than the editor.
Yeah, completely different. Look at that. That really looks. It must have been done by Russell here. On this, except that chin's still not as pointy.
Mm-hmm.
But it is at the top of the next page.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm going to have to go back and look at the Russell's Killraven stuff and see if it's as inconsistent. So, thanks, guys. Anyway. ELRIC Sailor on the Seas of Fate from First Comics, end of the 80s. Great stuff.
Well,
ELRIC
at least people can come to our show and see that we're not mean about stuff, but we do critique things.
This does make me want to get mean, though.
You don't just sit there and go ooh and coo over everything and say, "Isn't this wonderful?"
Right.
I mean, in all fairness, when we went through that Steranko book, we were saying that there were places where it was a bit janky and a bit weird.
Yeah,
that's true.
But at the same time, we were very appreciative of the rendering and what he was doing and how he was building his style.
Right.
And in all fairness, it's the same with this. Both of these books have been a bit weird, to be honest. But there were places of brilliance. There really were some pages that were that were fantastic, but it was just inconsistent. That was all it was.
Yeah.
Sorry, Randy.
No problem. I can take it.
It's
been about 20 years since I looked at this material, and
it'll be 20 years before you do again.
Nostalgia just doesn't hold up. What can I tell you?
Nostalgia's not what it used to be.
I watched Blade 3. I watched the second Superman movie. Yeah. Again, it just sometimes some things just don't hold up.
I wouldn't say that about this. I think it holds up just fine for what it was.
Yeah, it's a nice, unique look. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's dated. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying about, like, if you went back, I think it's disingenuous when we go back and we look at, we don't take into consideration people's thinking and culture. Like when King Kong came out, it was the first big, successful, big monster up on the screen. It was a huge hit. Even in deep, deep depression times, people lined up to pay their nickel to see the movie more than once because it was pure escapism. It was the Star Wars of its day, the Metropolis of the day. It was huge.
Now
but
everyone has
we
a
look
giant
at
monkey.
it today and go, that's a bit janky. But you have to put yourself back in 1930, whatever. You cannot.
Yeah. But
look
surely,
at it.
surely Frankenstein was the first monster movie.
No, giant monster though.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
kaiju, big.
Well, Karloff
Giant.
wasn't short, was he?
And he
he was on.
He platform shoes, right?
He was on lifts. Yeah.
Oh dear.
6 foot
But
seven.
if you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
Unless you have a charcoal drawing of it.
Rex, tell folks where they can find you.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
Yeah, and check out Devil Flyer on Fund My Comic, Hatch. just check out Fund My Comic and Shadow Kingdom and Arrow Comics. Brilliant stuff over there at Fund My Comic. There is no other platform to go to. Let's make it the number one platform out there.
fundmycomic.com, folks. Russ, tell folks where they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com. There you go. You can pick up, we've got 24, 48 hours left, 24 maybe.
Less than a day, yeah.
Less than a day left of the campaign for the Shadow Kingdom. A heartfelt thank you to everyone who has backed, streamed, shared, tweeted, whatever. A big thank you goes out to Razorfist for doing the forward on it. He's just like myself and Randy's a massive Robert E. Howard fan. That's why he did it. But he also helped us by giving us some airtime as well. It was very, very much appreciated. But everyone who helped, everyone who backed, thank you so much. This book will stop. The campaign will stop. We will do some overprinting just in case for a few people to pick that up from us directly from the Arrow store. But effectively, once this is done, it's done. And any future versions will be different. They won't be that original version. We do have a black and white version coming out, a special oversized artwork version. So if people are interested in the kind of stuff that we love here, the black and white, seeing how the art is done, you'll be able to see that there. But all that stuff, anything that's coming out, you can find out about that from signing up to my email list. And you can do that at russleach.com. There you go.
All right. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me, put my name in Google, you find me there. If you go to Amazon, you'll be able to pick up Comics Unlimited, Jack Kirby. And if you go to Fund My Comic, you can pick up.
There you are.
In the hardback as well. Hardback or softback, whichever you want.
Man, that thing's cracking.
100 pages.
It's cracking.
Lots of artwork in it.
Fantastic.
Lots of pencil work and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, go Fund My Comic.
Excellent. He said as he's trying to pull this tripod up. Here we are. Folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find me over at arrowcomics.store. You can find me over at fundmycomic.com as well. Shadow Kingdom there. The Fool is also still up and available for purchase over at Fund My Comic as well. And both of those products I can't recommend highly enough. But the Shadow Kingdom will be done at 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning. So a little over 24 hours yet. Don't miss out. You're going to want this print run. The next one, the black and white one that Russ is talking about, will be an artisan edition, oversized and hardback. So if you want to, this is going to be, if you don't have a lot of money, this is your best way to get this story. So
you can see artwork.
Please
like
get in. There we go.
There you go.
Like that.
You can see the originals in their glory. There you go.
There you are.
Now, you didn't do any stretch goals, did you?
No.
Well, we had the first 50 gets a print.
Yeah,
so,
the first 50 got a signed and numbered print. So we're going to do 50 prints, and they're all going to be numbered and signed by me and Randy. And or at least the ones that go all the way over to America will be signed by me and Randy. If they're over here and they go to UK or Europe, they'll just be signed by me.
Will you send a lemon puff?
No, because you know what border force are like in America.
Customs.
Customs
never
will
get it
come
passed.
after me for
They'll
every
hit
lemon
you
puff
up with
I
the
send.
VAT tax.
By the time we did get it, it'd probably be moldy anyway.
Yeah, moldy lemon puffs are not fun. You know, they just puff. But yeah, there was no extensions, none of that kind of stuff. It's the book and a couple of prints, and that's what we're focused on. We tend to stay away from stickers and badges and all that kind of stuff.
Doodads and wahoos.
Yeah, we're just focused on the book. So
we need a Shadow Kingdom T-shirt.
That can be done.
It's doable.
That can be, because I have is it Etsy or I don't know. I've got a store with some Only Death Can Save Us bits and pieces on it, so I can put some Shadow Kingdom things on there. Yeah,
we need to do the Atlantic.
Again, yeah, the Atlantic. We're doing the Atlantic as well. So what you got to do is you just got to sign up to the email list, and I will keep you abreast of everything that I'm doing with Arrow and Randy. So there you go.
If you do T-shirts, can I have a royalty on the logo?
No.
Cheers.
Just lost a backer, folks.
There we are.
Not here live.
Folks, we're here every Friday morning, 5 a.m. where I'm at. What is it, 1 or 2 in the afternoon, where Russ and Glenn are. 4 in the morning, where Rex is, just because he likes getting up early.
No,
we
I do not.
show this stuff off because we love it. Believe it or not,
I do
even
the
with
Dick
the
Tracy squinty eyes.
inconsistencies. There we are.
Yeah.
There's a lot more stuff to show. We're archived over at the Indie Comics Network, at Comic Book Black Belt, at the Randy Zim YouTube channels. Go over there, like and subscribe, please. And if there's anything that you want us to take a look at or to go over, feel free to drop a comment and let us know. We're very open for suggestions.
Shadow Kingdom loincloth.
No loincloths. No.
No.
But anyway, folks, we do this because we love it. We love this art form. We love this industry. We even love Rex doing Tarzan. So please, if there's comics out there you love, tell people about them. Let's be positive about this industry, positive about this art form. And you can be as negative about the community as you want because they suck anyway, but that's me. This art form is so fantastic and so unique, and it's being, in my opinion, so stomped on and walked over. And there's all this negativity and trolling and canceling and BS stuff going on out there. It's a shame, and you're seeing a lot of these great historians that have lived a lot of this art form passing away, and they deserve your attention and they deserve your respect. Look and see who Mark Bright was. Look and see who Trina Robbins was. Look and even see who Bob Bierbaum was, and their positions here in comics history, and enjoy this art form for what it's meant to be, and that's a form of entertainment and escapism instead of negativity and trolling. So I can't stress that enough. Leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. We deeply appreciate you being here today. We know the majority of our viewers are after the fact, and we love that being archived over there. If you find us, when you watch us, if you enjoy this program, hit that like button. Any type of interaction, even the thumbs down button, if you have to. Any kind of interaction helps our algorithms. So we appreciate that very much. Make sure you look at the other programming on Indie Comics Network as well, because there's a wide variety of programming here. We'll be back Sunday morning at 9 a.m. with a great look at what the heck did we look at?
Wallywood.
DR and Quinch. DR and Quinch. This Sunday, great fun stuff. Next Sunday will be Wallywood.
Yeah.
Well,
next Friday here, maybe some Mobius. I don't know.
Told you Glenn was in the future.
We'll get it. Yeah, we're all in the future.
I am, yeah.
Folks, if you get a chance, I'm going to be
person.
at the Grand Rapids Con in Kalamazoo today, Saturday, and Sunday. If you stop by and say that you watched us on this program, I'll give you an Arrow comic for free. So, and that's like a $5 value. So swing by. Maybe even an Only Death Can Save Us by Russ. So swing by my table. My panel is at 345 room C. In the main hall, where we'll be talking about 40 years of self-publishing. You don't want to miss that. I hope somebody shows up for that panel. We'll see. Folks, love you all. Thanks for watching. Deeply appreciate you being here. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and we'll see everybody soon. Is there another comment here?
I'm gonna go do some cocaine.
Shadow Kingdom loincloth. Okay, red dress.
I don't know if there's enough room to put a decent enough logo on a loincloth for you, though, Sugar. So
yeah, probably not.
It'd be good if you get Sam Smith to wear a.
Yeah, he already does.
Call the loincloth the total package.
Yeah, this like full big belly and. Ugh.
Can you hammer a 6-inch spike through a board with your penis?
Not right now.
A girl's got to have her standard.
She does.
Standard. Folks, take care.
That's it done, yeah.
Time here on Comics by Night. That's not the one I wanted to do. So I'll say it together now.
What was that?
What was that?
This is not a charade.
Charade.
We need total concentration.
Concentration.
Now, once again, this time, with feeling.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
How dare you?
Get off my lawn.
Maybe if you use that voodoo witchcraft on your own trade, you'd find somewhere on the other end of the snake pit. I mean, do you know what a revolutionary soldier looks like? Have you seen photographs? Have you seen paintings? Have you seen charcoal sketches? I haven't seen them either.
Bye, Jack.
We really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wayne?
No horseshit, Jack.
No horseshit.
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the